guys, day 2 of Advent. It's going great so far, right? Just on day 2. If you remember from yesterday, I am all caught up in my magpie fibers knitting, right? I did a really great job. Got the whole starting section cast on and knit, so yay! Right? It's a win. I'll take it, right? I did not quite finish up my goal for, trying to figure out which way is the right side, for the Hedgehog Fibers box. I got about that much done. I got home really late last night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning by the time I got home, and I was like, I just cannot anymore. So I went to bed, but I got that much done. That's how much I have left. And actually, let me grab my scale for a second. Hang on. So that was a little bit of a struggle. I knew where the bowl was that I usually use with the scale, but I couldn't find the actual scale. They were not together. But I just got one of these little kitchen scales. It's nothing too super fancy. I think it just measures to the 10th of the gram, if I'm not mistaken. Let me put it back down, I can check. I think it just does a whole gram. So this is the one I usually use for fiber and yarn when I'm measuring it out. I have another more sensitive one down with all of my dyeing stuff that goes to like 1/100 of a gram. But according to this, I have used 14 grams so far. So I'm less than halfway for what I need to finish this up. However, I think what I'm gonna do, I don't know if I'll have any more knitting time today than I did yesterday, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab my next fiber anyway and put it in my bag. And then at least that way I'm prepared. I might even bring my scale with me in my bag just to be on the safe side. So goals. All right, let's go ahead and turn that off. Sorry if you hear Ivan, he's very upset because I locked him out of the room. He's not happy with that. All right, so let's do Hedgehog first, since we just ended with that. All right, so as a reminder, here's our box. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out box number 2. So look away if you're not caught up. All right, not looking. All right, you guys get to see it first. Okay, a little bit of yellow color, some pinks in there. Not quite as vibrant as yesterday's, but still pretty. And it's gonna be really interesting because, I mean, obviously the colors like aren't anything alike. So it'll be interesting to see what it comes out like in the stripes. The pattern's meant to be both like fadey and stripey at the same time. So I think it'll work out well. It's okay. I'm not sure that I'm the biggest fan of this color. I'm sure it'll look great once it's knit up. Sorry, I got kind of twisted there. So the bright yellows are fun. It's not my color, but it's fun. The pinks are fun. The little speckles, almost like a little like lime green, right? But I'm not a huge fan of where the pink and the yellow mixed together and just made like brown. Again, I'm sure it'll look fine once it's knitted, but meh, it's okay. It'd be better without the brown sections. They had left a little bit of white in between the pink and the yellow so it didn't mix so much, but there we go. Trying to match it up like that. All right, so that is our next color for Hedgehog. Now we get to see what's in our next box for Magpie Fibers. So 1 was a big box, and it looks like 2 is a pretty big box as well. So I'm curious to see if we're gonna get more yarn or if we're gonna get a treat. Let's pull it out. Okay, I'm hearing rattling, so I don't think it's yarn, but it also doesn't sound nearly as big as the box. So let's take a look. There is tissue paper holding it. Kind of like when somebody wraps a big like a present in a box, and it's a big box, and then they put the box inside the box and the bag inside the box inside the box, and your like final gift is like a gift card or something. It's a little bit disappointing. Wasn't as much fun. Wish they had saved a smaller box for it. But it is a really pretty progress keeper. I don't know if you can, I don't know how to get my phone to focus on small items. It's like a little star and a moon and some little dangly beads. So it is really pretty. And I might actually use that as a progress keeper on my project today so you can see how far I get. So we'll take that off. This is from Sassafras Knits, if you didn't see that when I held it up. And then we also got a little card about Juanita, who is one of the magpies. So I think they're like including a little about their employees, which is really cute. And why, I think it shows like who picked out your gift. So it was Juanita who picked out the removable stitch marker. So thank you, Juanita. Super cute. Again, a little bit sad about the big box with the tiny gift in it, but that's okay. But it does give me more time for knitting on my magpie fiber, or on my hedgehog fibers, because I won't need to start the next piece of the other shawl. So, blessings in small places. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wind up the hedgehog fibers and I'll be right back. So here is our next color. I swear every time I turn to the camera, Ivan starts crying. The new color next to the old color. That is a nice combination. So I guess we'll see what it looks like when it's all knit up.
Babies.
So I decided to sit and get some knitting done while I was waiting for my pizza for lunch/dinner from Mellow Mushroom. And then of course I had to walk back to my office, which at that point it had started to rain, but it's only like 2 or 3 blocks, so it was a fun walk back. And then I had just enough time to eat my pizza before it was time to head out.
Section! Right! Ready! Present! Fire! 2.
Okay, let's go with good. This dog's coming this way. Was that good? You make it. Okay, here you go.
Hey everyone! It's about 9 o'clock right now, and yes, I am still at work. I am sopping wet, like my poor hat, like I don't know if you can tell in this light, but it is like dripping. I don't know, yeah, like I can wring the water out of it. It's wet. But at least it's wool, so that's a plus side there. It's not too cold outside. But had another lovely evening. We did a Yule log ceremony where we had fife and drum, and they carted up a large Virginia yellow pine Yule log. We got to toss in our greenery to get rid of our fears and worries from this last year and to channel a new wish for the next year, which was absolutely lovely. I tossed my greenery and it landed like fire adjacent, so I didn't get a good crackle and a pop, but that's okay. Hopefully the wish comes true anyway, and I'm sure you guys could probably guess what some of my wishes are. If you have any wishes that you want to leave down in the comments, go for it. But of course, if you're superstitious and think that might jinx everything, feel free to keep it to yourself as well. Then I went and saw one of our evening programs, Cry Witch. Cass did a wonderful job with that. We had a couple of big school groups. The kids were all wonderful. Went back and checked on our ghost tours, which is when it absolutely started raining. And you know, this is a great place to work. And even though I don't have I don't have as much time for the sheep and the dyeing and the knitting as I would like, I do feel really lucky to get to work in a place where my passions literally come alive. Go to museums, ask questions of docents, of historians, research, look at artifacts and primary sources yourself. It's just a really fascinating world. I know that has nothing to do with knitting directly, except that's actually how I got interested in knitting and dyeing and spinning. It was working here around craftsmen who were taking plants, who were taking sheep and turning them into beautiful items with just their hands and basic equipment and hand tools, and that was so inspiring. And so even though my little historical rant wasn't directly related, just kind of wanted to let you know that being in a place like this is what set me on my love of fiber and fiber arts and natural items and trying to do things the slow way from scratch. So anyway, I had a lovely evening. I got some knitting done, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more done tonight after I get home. Hopefully it won't be 1 o'clock in the morning like it was last night, but we'll see. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Have a good night.